Hi, this is Mrs. Oakley, and today we're going to look at Unit 6 review. By the end of this unit, you should be able to understand integers values, use the integers to compare in order, and use them on the coordinate plane. Let's get started. Okay, so first off, let's talk about how we can determine using keywords whether or not a number or integer is positive or negative. So down, if something goes down in value, it's negative. All right, so negative 10. If you earn $23, somebody is going to give you more money, so it's a positive. Below, think about that like below sea level. If it's below, it's under, so it's a negative. And we know the opposite of below is above, so that would be a positive. Okay, so remember, every integer has an opposite. It's on the opposite end of the number line. So if I have a negative, its opposite is a positive. If I have a positive, its opposite is a negative number. So again, positive turns into negative. Negative turns into positive. Okay, so looking here, if we plot it on the line, let's put 0 right here. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4 that way. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and negative 4. So here's where negative 4 would be, right? But we want to plot its opposite. So we're going to go all the way over to the positive, and that's where we put our dot. Okay, makes sense? All right, let's move on. Okay, absolute value. The main thing that you need to remember for absolute value is it's the distance from from 0 on the number line, and it's always going to be positive. So that absolute value of negative 3 is 3. The absolute value for 6 stays 6, and the absolute value of negative 67 goes to 67. It's always positive because you're always making the jumps. You're not taking the jumps away, you're making the jumps. Okay, let's move on. All right, finding the missing integers. This can be a little tricky if you're not thinking it through. So first off, let's get the ones we know. Well, we know that right before 1, we always have a 0. Now, here's where it gets tricky because we're used to the numbers getting bigger going to the right. In negative numbers, they get bigger going to the left. Negative 2, this would be negative 3. The next one would be negative 4, negative 5, negative 6. Okay. Now, just because the number gets bigger doesn't mean that you have more. Remember, if I have negative 7, I owe more money. I have less in my pocket than if I owed negative 2. Okay. All right, here's 0. Notice what we're counting by. We're counting by 10. This would be 20. The next one would be 30. Okay, now going the opposite way. 0, so the opposite way would be by counting by tens would be negative 10. Negative 20, negative 30, negative 40. Uh-oh, the next one would be negative 50. And our last one, if we're counting by tens, would be negative 60. Great job. All right, so we need to compare. When we have a positive and a negative number, we know that the positive is always going to be the bigger one. So negative 5 is less than. So here we go again. Positive number is going to be the bigger one. Here we go again. Positive. Now, I want to show you an example. If I have negative 2 and negative 5, okay? Remember, here I owe $2, right? Here I owe $5. -2 is greater because I don't have to give away as much. All right, so let's put them in order from least. Always remember to look what it says, least. Which one do I owe the most? Well, here I owe -6, -4, because I don't owe as much. Now the rest of the numbers are positive, so I can just put them in order. 2, 5, and 7. Okay, let's go down here. We have 3 negatives. 21 means I owe the most, so I'm going to put -21 because I don't have that much. Then I'm going to say -15 because I owe more than if I have -8, so I have less in my pocket. -8 would be next. And then we have 23 and 32. Well, we know that. We know 23 is less than 32. Great job. All right, here's where it's going to get a little tricky. They want us to graph each of the points on the coordinate plane and then name the quadrants. If I were you, I would remember that this is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4, okay? A says to go over 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We went over to the right because it's positive. We went down, we're going to go down 1 because it's negative, and we're going to say A there, and it's in quadrant 4. Say, okay. B, going over 3, 1, 2, 3, remember it's the line, going down 2 because it's negative, 1, 2, down 2 right here. This would be B, so it's in quadrant 3. Oops, let's use capitals on that. Then C, go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we're not going anywhere. Now, remember, this isn't in either of the quadrants. We call this on the x-axis. Okay. Now, D, I'm going over 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'm going up 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And this would be in quadrant 3. I'm going to do one more, and then I want you to pause the video and try it yourself. Actually, it'd be in quadrant 2. Sorry, I didn't say that right. E says go over 1 and up 2, so it'd go right here. This would be E. Oh, this one is C, and this one's D. I forgot to label. And that is in axis 1. Okay, pause the video and try these last 5 by yourself. Then come back and see if you got them correct. Okay, F, you should have gone over 1 to the left and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and put F. And you should have said that it's in quadrant 3. I put the 1 here. I was meant to put that. Hang on, let me get this one. I should have been over here. This is quadrant 3, and I'm not sure why. There we go. I used the wrong button. Okay, G. I'm going over 0, but I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is G. And we're going to put it on the Y axis because it didn't leave the X. All right. Then H over 1, 2, 3, 4, down 3. 1, 2, 3. That's H. And it is in quadrant 4. Okay, I over 2 in the negatives, up 2. So this is I, and it's in quadrant 2. And last but not least, go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, right, get my pen. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oop, I went too many. So let's try that again. Over 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is J, and it is in quadrant 3. Okay, last one. All right, so now we got to pick our order pairs and figure out what quadrant they're in. So A, if I didn't go over any, so I'm actually just going to do it this way. I will put 0, but I went up 3. Remember, that's the Y axis. All right, B. Let's do B. Where's B? I went over 1 and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So over 1, down 7. Okay, and that's in the 4th quadrant. C, I went over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I went to the left, so negative 6 and up 2. And that's in the 2nd quadrant. Okay, D, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So over 5, up 6, both positive, so quadrant 1. E, going over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's negative, so negative 8, and I went down 1, 2, 3, and I went down, so 3, negative 3, so that is in quadrant 3. F, going over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0, going up, x-axis. G, okay, we went over 1, 2, 3, so I went over negative 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up 7. And this is in quadrant 2. H, I went over 1, 2, so negative 2 because I went to the left. Down 1, 2, 3. Going down means negative 3, and that's in quadrant 3. All right, go ahead and pause the video and do I and J yourself, and then come back and see if you got them correct. Okay, for I, you should have said you went 1, 2, 3, 4. You went over to the left 4, so negative 4. You should have said 0 for the Y because we didn't get up it, and you should have said it's on the x-axis. Okay. J, I would have gone over 1, 2, 3, 3 to the right, so it's positive, but I'm going down 1, so it's negative, and it's in quadrant 4. Great job. You are now ready to head to your assessment, and once you're done, come see me for your Aspire to do.